What's up, everybody? It's Mike.
It's Sam.
It's Yi.
This story we're going to talk about, it touches you in the feels.
It definitely does. This will actually warm your heart. Because this is, you don't expect this happening, and the way they found each other and everything, great stories.
Well, first of all, we got a lot of touch your heart stories today. So today it's just like get out your tissue.
We got a couple more
news here.
Yeah.
So this story is there's a couple in China, and one of them is a man who suffered a disease when he was a kid.
Rickets. It stops your bones from growing, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
So he is 2 feet 9 inches tall. He has
2 feet 6 inches, bro.
2 feet 6. I'm sorry. And then he has an online business. His name is Dong Zhijun. And he meets a woman who suffered severe burns on her body to the point where she lost her left hand.
Yeah.
And she has severe burns all across her body and face, which made it's really hard for her to get a job. They met each other online.
Yeah.
And fell in love.
Yeah. And like online, it was a specific online community for disabled people.
Right.
She was so severely burned it was an accident at the age of 1. She can't even close her eyes.
Right.
Okay. And like you said, she lost her left hand.
So after they met online, right, they kept in touch. And then they just began dating that way.
Because they're both suffering through such debilitating physical disabilities, and they confided in each other, and they slowly fell in love.
Yeah.
And the love was so great that she moved basically thousands of miles to be with him.
Right.
And now they've been married since 2010.
Right.
And they love each other like there's no tomorrow, and they just like, you know, to each other, they are just like the most beautiful person in the world. He said to me, she is the holiest and the most gorgeous girl in the world. No matter what happens, well, you and I will face up to it together, which is, wow.
Yeah, and I love another part of the story where they met later on in their lives. It wasn't like earlier on.
Right.
So during their lives, they had to go through all this hardship just to find each other. So the guy, for example, first of all, 16 years old, father dies, okay, and mother has a really bad illness, and he's 2 feet 6 inches, so no one's around to take care of him anymore.
And he's really frail too.
Yeah.
It's not like he's just shorter. It's actually because his bones are really prone to being fractured.
Yep.
So his parents have been taking care of him for a long time,
Right.
and all of a sudden, when one of his parents passed away, and he has to take care of the other parent,
He learned how to read, learned how to use a computer, started using the computer, and then actually started making some headway. He created some websites, then he managed websites, and then he finally got hired by like an IT firm. And it's not like he makes a lot of money. Like he's not rich by any means, but he worked his butt off, went through persevered through everything to find a decent job in that area probably.
I think that his story in itself is very inspirational. It just shows you that there are people out there who suffer from such things, but they're able to push through all of that and actually just accomplish things that other people deny them of. Other people are like, you'll never accomplish anything, or people will just think of him and be like, oh, I feel so sorry for that guy.
Right.
But guess what? He got up and he did probably better than a lot of his peers, you know? So it's just like he himself is an inspirational figure.
Yeah, so check it out. So the wife also, like, she couldn't really work, and she couldn't get a job because nobody would hire her based on, you know, her look. She was disfigured, right? So of course they marry. He wants to take. He's 2 feet 6 inches tall, but he's like, I want to do more of the chores so she doesn't have to do them. That's a man right there. Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely really touching, and it also goes to show that, like, well, we just did a story about a little kid who wrote a letter to this girl, his girlfriend, who got hurt during a sports injury, and he wrote like something I agree with. I'll say it again here: God never gives you more than you can handle.
Right.
So, like, I mean, we all are dealt with different cards. Some of us are born into privilege. Some of us born with a silver spoon in our mouth. But then there are those who are born with less fortunate circumstances.
Yeah.
But regardless of who you are, I feel like, you know, you can make it through this life being happy.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a millionaire. You don't need to be, you know, some people, I feel like, you know, they're just lucky. They just had a good life. You know, some people are like, hey, I just started an app and I made $5 billion. Hey, my life is pretty much good. Well, you know, that doesn't mean they're happy.
Yeah,
so, like, regardless of what circumstances you have in your lives, I feel like these people, they never gave up because of their disabilities.
Right.
They faced it. They embraced life, and right now, I mean, I feel like they're as happy as they can be, and they found each other, and they are in love, and that's just beautiful.
They're so happy. They're like, we have a simple life. We stay at home, we cook, we watch TV. Like, they don't need to, go do whatever. This makes them happy. They're the perfect example of they made the best out of a horrible situation that they were in. And the guy even spent a lot of his life savings treating her eyes. Yeah. Because that was definitely a problem. If you can't close your eyes,
she was visually impaired because of her injuries, right? And so he saved up all the money and is sending her to get some cosmetic surgery so that at least she can close her eyes. Other things aside, people say, love is blind, right? But to me, I'm like, most of the time when people say it, I feel like, do you really mean it? Like, a lot of people be like, yeah, love is blind. But then as soon as their partner gains a little weight, as soon as like the partner it gets a little older, they're like, oh, I'm off. And I'm not saying everyone's like that, but there are people like that. When you made those vows to your partner, but you don't live up to them, at the end of the day, these two, I feel like that is really beyond anything. Like, there's no money involved. There's no looks involved. Right. That's love.
And that's a relationship that will outlast most relationships. Because that's not based on anything else besides what they see in each other's hearts. And that's,
exactly.
That's the best way to go.
That's like the Princess Bride love right there.
I never even watched that actually.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god. you guys, I can't even. You haven't watched it. You haven't watched. Go watch it together.
Well, we're shameful right now.
It's such a good.
I mean, we like other romantic movies. It's just that I didn't grow up watching that one, so you know what I mean?
It's not.
It's legendary, apparently.
It's not an excuse.
No, I know.
I mean, best movies ever made. It's a classic. Go watch it.
Yeah, people say it's pretty legendary. I think we should watch it. Just
I have the DVD.
You have the DVD?
Yeah.
I mean, we gotta watch it at some point. I feel like I'm just gonna be disappointed because I feel like the hype is so high. Because I feel like I'm not little.
But there are some things that have high hype, but when you see it, you're like, that lives up to it.
All right. Well, anyway, you guys can let us know how you guys enjoy that movie. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Take care, guys.
Bye.